Good afternoon. I'm Elaine Manzer, the Mayor of the Town of Peace River, and I'd like to update you on our recent council meeting this past Monday. We started the meeting with extending our sympathies to the family of the former mayor of the Town of Peace River, Tom Tarpe, who served 3 terms on council and 2 of those were as mayor. He brought a lot to the town, and our sympathies to his family and friends. We also would like to extend our sympathies to the Filipino community, their families and friends, at the tragedy of the Lapu-Lapu festival in Vancouver this past week. So our sympathies to those groups, families, and friends. And then we went on to our presentation from our auditors for the 24 financial year. We had a good audit, meaning that town procedures were being followed properly. The motions that council made affecting administration and processes were also being done properly. We had good news on the debt of the town. We went from 11 million at the end of 23 to 5 million at the end of 2024. In part, some of that is because of the way the grants work and when work is done, but just generally good news. Our long-term debt went from 23 million to about 21 million, which is also good news. So we're paying less interest in the course of a year on that debt. And then we went on to a presentation of the tax rate bylaw, which Council also passed for 2025. Mr. Mugford, our Director of Corporate Services, gave us a presentation. There was good news in that we need about $12.6 million from taxes to support the operations of the town in 2025. This is about a 0.89% increase from what we needed in 2024. However, at the same time, the assessment in most classes of property, different types of property in the town, the assessments have gone up. They went up to about a rate of 2.53%, and consequently, many of the classes will see a slight decrease in their actual municipal property tax bill, which is good news. However, that bill does not include the education tax, which went up from the provincial government, and the North Peace housing levy, which also had a slight increase this year. So those 3 combined elements will make up the tax bill, which is due at the end of June. If people are doing their monthly payments or they want to get onto that program, they should talk to the town about that as well. We were also able to recognize that this is Volunteer Week, and there is an event going on at the Art Hub this coming Saturday afternoon for those of you who'd like to go to that. But within the town of Peace River, we also have many members who serve as volunteers on our boards. Peace River Municipal Library Board is one such board, and we were able to take the recommendations of the library board and accept the appointments of 4 people to the library board. It was Gabrielle Fraser, Inga Langto, June Hickey, and Maxine Elter. So we thank them for stepping forward. We were also able to appoint 2 members to the Municipal Planning Commission, Roger Ashfield, who will continue on as a public member, and another public member, Oglea Babalawa, and my apologies for the pronunciation. But we'd like to thank all 6 people for stepping forward and for their contributions to the town in planning, in operations of our library. So thank you. We also had discussions and directed administration to bring forth at least 2 briefings. One is on how to proceed with requests for a town councillor to become a member of an informal town group. Just how to proceed with that so that we recognize the difference between somebody volunteering for a group, even though they are a councillor, and at the same time, what is their council role on that group. So we asked for a briefing note just to clarify, and then we'll proceed with maybe a decision on that request. The other briefing note that we're asking the admin to bring forward to us resulted from a notice of motion that questions some of the hiring of temporary workers. So council has asked the CAO to bring forth a updated CAO bylaw in the future. And this may take a while, as we've got another bylaw that is on the upcoming agenda that may take some time as well. So we look forward to those that information from the administration. One of the other topics on our agenda has to do with the nuclear plant proposal by Energy Alberta, which is a private company. So what they have done is submitted their initial project plan to the Impact Assessment Agency of Canada, which then looks at that proposal and asks the public, municipalities, anyone, everyone, to write in what their possible impacts are or what questions they have. So there is a limited time period as regulated by the federal government. It's 30 days. So everyone has until May 14th to submit whatever they think about the initial plan. And you can go to the IAAC website and you'll find the Peace River Nuclear Project there and go from there with respect to comments, information, etc. So this will be happening over the course of time. There will also be opportunities in the future to engage both with IAAC and the Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission, which they work together but they're separate entities, and they look at environmental studies, they look at all sorts of things. So municipalities such as Peace River might be concerned about housing, road work, water works, all that sort of thing. And the town will likely be submitting their letter to the IAAC group in time for the deadline, May 14th. So hope that you're able to keep track of this and participate as you wish. I'd also like to take the opportunity to celebrate some of the events that are going to be going forth this week and this weekend. First of all, we have the Rotaract Dodgeball Tournament at the Baytex, which starts on Friday, so opportunities to go and see some fun activity there. We also will have the, as I already mentioned, the Art Hub is celebrating volunteers or thanking volunteers on Saturday. We will also recognize that our Legion is celebrating the 80th anniversary of VD Day on May 8th. There is a ceremony at 6:30 at the Legion, and you should go to their website for further information on that. I would also bring to your attention that May 5th is Red Dress Day, which is Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls commemoration. So there will be a walk from the museum to the 12-foot park, and also some commemorations at that point. So participate if you can in any part of that. I'd also like to bring to your attention that the town has a community cleanup program where groups can apply for a 2-hour stint to do some cleanup and beautify the town, and they should contact Community Services for that. The group gets a bit of money, so it's a little bit of a fundraising opportunity as well. So hope you have a good week and take care.